talks heating up that Carolina's they're back in on the Baker sweepstakes. I don't think they were ever actually out. I think it was just them playing hardball. But we're the reports are coming out that they're the ones starting to press a little bit. There's a sense of urgency on the Carolina Panthers side to get this deal done. What do you guys think of that?
I think it's true, or at least it's definitely got some legs to it, because why wouldn't they want to get him in before training camp? It makes sense that they would want him in now, sooner rather than later. And they're not going to roll the season with Sam Darnold. They didn't go last season with Sam Darnold.
No, I mean, they tried everything.
Yeah. They tried Cam Newton.
Oh, I almost forgot about that. Yeah. Do we know how Baker's rehab's doing?
I haven't heard anything about that.
He was supposed to be good for training camp, right?
I believe so. I mean, I don't know. I haven't
heard anything negative about it.
Yeah. So this is just AB playing hardball. They were like, we're out on Baker, and he was like, guys, cool. I got all the time in the world. Ain't nothing to it for me. He's just sitting at home. And now they're coming knocking because they're the ones who are going to have to go into a season with Sam Darnold if not.
Right.
And they don't want to do that 2 years in a row. Matt Rule doesn't want to do that 2 years in a row.
No, you only get a limited time to prove yourself.
This is his year. Like, I think if it doesn't work out, like if he's not, at least there's improvement.
He's done.
He's done. And then when you look at their depth chart, you're like, ooh, Sam Darnold. Do you want to roll out the rookie? Wasn't it Matt Corral? Is that
I think that's who they picked.
And then you have PJ Walker.
Yep.
So, like, for me, I'm like, and maybe this is just me thinking, because, I rooted for Baker for the last few years, but he's, for me, at a for sure improvement over those guys. The rookie, I don't know if you can really factor him in, because, it's going to take a couple of years of sitting just to see, what happens there. But I don't know, like, for Carolina, it's risky too, because you could have $36 million wrapped up into, 2 bust quarterbacks. I mean, that's just...
And a lot of picks.
I think, yeah, a lot of picks between the 2 trades. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Now, I did see like a side report or another rumor, I guess, that the Browns could potentially be targeting Robbie Anderson, the wide receiver from Carolina, as part of the deal.
Because he said he didn't want to play with Baker. I don't want us to trade.
That's right, he did.
I don't want us to trade.
I actually forgot about that.
I don't want us to get him because I just want to watch that. I want to watch that happen. What do you think? I know there's a time where you were very down on Baker. Do you think he's an upgrade over what they have?
I think he's an upgrade over what they have, and he's shown potential. We've seen the potential firsthand. So somewhere out there's people that think his injury is the reason he sucked so bad last year. It's not what I think, but hopefully somebody in the Panthers organization thinks that.
That's a very good point.
We're still going to be stuck paying some of his salary if we trade him, probably. A decent bit of it. So I would make the trade, though. It's much better than just cutting him.
No, absolutely.
Is there a limit to what you would pay? I mean, I don't want to pay the whole 18, but if they're like, listen, you got to pay 70%, I'd be like, whatever it takes. Just
not my money. As long as we get something in return for him, pay whatever.
Say, Jimmy, this is what we got to do. You're going to have to pay some of this. I mean,
no, Robbie Anderson's not that great. I mean, he's not that bad, but I feel like he's put up numbers the last couple of years because every team he's been on, he's been the only guy that's not a practice squad guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so they're just feeding him the ball. So it's just getting a ton of targets.
Robbie Anderson, though, I think with Deshaun Watson could be like a Will Fuller type.
Yeah. And it'd be a nice depth piece. I mean, we're I don't want to say we're thin, but
he wouldn't have to be the 1 or the 2. Probably he could float in that 2 to 3 range as far as.
Yep. Yeah, I think we need depth receiver. More than we need to go look for like a superstar.
Right.
Yeah. Amari's going to be drawing at least the best corner, if not a double team. So.
And early reports, I know it's only mandatory minicamp or whatever, but David Bell is impressing.
They said dropped one ball. He dropped one ball without. No, it was at the beginning of camp, and there was no media there because they finally asked him. They're like, "Hey, have you dropped a pass yet? Have you dropped anything yet?" And he was like, "I dropped one at the beginning, and that was it." It's crazy.
That's good to hear.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think you got to do whatever you got to do to get Baker off the roster. And I want to see that week 1 matchup.
No,
I do too.
I want to not anyway.
I want to see that week 1 matchup, and I know I've said I don't think the league is this third-party committee doesn't have an allegiance to the league to like try to only suspend Deshaun for our easy games and that stuff, but I got to think that if Baker goes to Carolina, that the league wants to see that Deshaun versus Baker week 1 matchup. I mean, that is
I mean, the league is first and foremost about money.
You can't write that any better.
No.
The only thing that would be better is if Baker went to Houston.
Right. But if you're like what you're saying, if Baker goes to Carolina and then beats Jacoby Brissett,
Yeah.
so what?
Yeah.
We didn't have our starter.
Right.
So
You know?
if say Baker goes to Carolina, we play in week 1. Are you nervous? Are you like worried that he's going to come out and dice us up? What do you think?
Who's our quarterback?
Let's say we'll get both. Say if we got Deshaun, and then if it's Jacoby, what do you think?
If we have Deshaun Watson, I'm very confident in a win. If we have Jacoby Brissett, I'm not confident that we win.
I think if Baker starts, our defense scores more points than Carolina's offense.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know if it necessarily matters who the quarterback is because I don't want to sound like a hater, but we've seen Baker play very bad against good defenses, and the Browns defense finished top 5 last year.
That's a very good defense. Plus, we've got a great running game, and Carolina's not that great of a team to begin with.
No, who would he be throwing to?
Exactly.
He throw to Robbie
Moore. DJ Moore's nice.
Denzel Ward.
I mean, so it would be the talk of the offseason. If this trade happens, this is all that'll get talked about till week 1.
Does that get flexed? Do you think that gets flexed to like a 425 or something like that? Because I think it's a 1 o'clock game right now. I mean, that's a lot of.
Especially if Deshaun plays, it might. Because we don't really have that.
I don't know what the schedule is. Go ahead and keep talking. I'll look up what the
Can't
prime
believe
time
we're playing
games are.
Buffalo and Chargers both at 1 o'clock too. That's crazy to me.
We didn't get many primetime games because they didn't want to put Deshaun on primetime. I don't mind that, though. I like playing at 1.
Yeah,
I'm not
it
going to
makes
lie.
sense.
The Thursday night and the Monday night games are cool and all, but
I'm old.
then my Sunday sucks.
Throws a wrench into the podcast schedule, too.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then Sundays are way more boring.
Yeah.
Way more boring. So if he goes to Carolina, I don't know. There's always that chance he comes out and carves us up and plants the flag and all that BS because that's kind of like what Baker does sometimes. But there's also the chance that we obliterate him. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, there's going to be strong motivation on both sides.
like 3 picks. And I think it came out today. Anthony Walker said that last year the team was a little standoffish. And I think this is the multiple report that we've heard out of Browns camp that this team feels more like a team and it's gelling. And last year it was very much like offense versus defense and it's your fault, that kind of thing. And I don't want to put too much blame on one person, but Baker was definitely at the center of some of that.
Oh, for sure.
That's fair.
Yep.
That's fair.
So I think somebody, a Panthers podcast or something, asked us on Twitter what we honestly thought, and my take on it back to them was you can't underestimate what he did to help stabilize us, but his headaches don't live up to his talent, and he's got too low of a ceiling and too low of a floor. His floor is one of the worst floors.
When he's bad, he's bad.
When he's bad, he's like historically.
I mean, that
atrocious.
game against the Packers on Christmas, oh my gosh.
I think about that.
I was having a really good day.
The Lions.
Yeah.
I'm talking back a few years ago, even
Texans,
last
yeah.
year, the Texans game where he threw 3 picks before half. But I mean, you see flashes, and then it's very hot and cold.
But what do you think we get? Say Anderson's off the table as far as picks wise. What do you think we get?
3rd, 2nd, I don't know.
think we get a second.
I was thinking like
4th?
4th or 5th.
Wow.
No, I think we could get a 3rd.
What they
Best
trade
case
for
scenario.
Darnold? Like a 3rd and a 4th?
I thought they give up a second for Darnold.
I didn't think so.
No?
I thought it was like a 3rd.
Or was it a
4th
3rd and a
something.
6th or something? So, I can't remember either, but
I could see something similar to that. Carolina's got to be careful because, like he said, you don't want to have 4 draft picks and $36 million wrapped up in 2 quarterbacks that can't play.
Which, I mean, I think here's the thing. If you bring in Baker, I think
such an upgrade over Darnold.
Yeah, I think that Darnold, I don't want to say you just straight out cut him.
But you might cut him.
Yeah, but I mean, that just shows how dysfunctional your organization is because you just gave up 3 picks the year before.
Sometimes, though, you just got to be like, we made a mistake. Because we just made our thoughts known on Baker, and he is leaps and bounds better than Darnold.
yeah, and I didn't hate the trade for the Panthers last year to go get Darnold because it's like, well, take a flyer on a guy. You
Yeah,
didn't have
because
a
he's getting
quarterback.
coached by Adam Gase.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
and he was a number 3 overall pick, I think. So just go get him. But it didn't work out. I get that.
Yep. So you'd have two of the top 3 picks in that draft on your roster, and a lot of question marks. And they did give up a second.
Really?
It was a 6th, a 2nd, and a 4th.
A 6th, a 2nd, and a 4th.
Yep.
So I don't know if we'd get quite that much.
Nah, I don't think so.
We can hope.
Especially considering he's been available for quite a while now and nobody's coming knocking.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with there, but we wanted to touch on that because, like we said, apparently that's starting to heat up. So maybe this time next week we'll have a trade on our hands.
Hey, Browns fans, are you ready for the NBA champs to be crowned? Join the finals action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can make any $5 NBA bet and get $150 in free bets instantly. Looking to turn another small bet into a big payday during the NBA Finals? With a DraftKings same-game parlay, you can do just that. This NBA season, a customer actually placed a $5 same-game parlay, and they won over $5,000. Create your own parlay by combining multiple bets like which team will win, total threes made, total rebounds, and more, and boom, you have a shot at an even bigger payout. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now, use promo code TPPN, make any $5 bet during the NBA Finals, and get $150 in free bets instantly. That's promo code TPPN, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.